So, I never want to be accused of being chicken little. I think that that would be very bad indeed. But there are a lot of things happening in the world around us that maybe I feel compelled to ring the alarm bell about. We've got a lot going on right now in various different areas and across the entire globe. So, calling me a little bit concerned would be making light of things. And right now, there's a bell going off that most people aren't even aware of, despite the fact that many of us have been ringing it for a really long time. Well, what is that bell, you say? It's AI. AI and automation is about to ruin everything across the globe and really ruin things here in the United States to the point where, according to one top Wall Street executive, we will have social unrest. That's right. Millions of people could be out of jobs because of AI and automation. Does that surprise you? Probably not if you've been watching my channel or channels that are adjacent to mine that have people that are talking about these things on the regular. But according to this professional, and I have no reason to doubt them because I've been thinking about this for a decade and what was going to happen when this all came together. Artificial intelligence could render many jobs, such as cashiers and drivers, obsolete. Well, of course, that'll lead to widespread social unrest, according to senior Wall Street finance executive. Yeah. And then, you know, defunding the police would have been a huge mistake. Wait. Hmm. Armin Panosian, the co CEO of Los Angeles based investment firm Oak Tree Capital Management, told Bloomberg News that AI poses the biggest risk because it clearly has the potential for very large economic gains. It clearly has the potential for very large economic gains. It will also have societal impacts. Well, no kidding. Millions of people could be out of jobs. So, what's going to retrain these people? Who? If we don't figure that out, there could be social unrest. Interesting that he chooses the word could, because I would replace that with will. And I think that's a regardless position, even if we start retraining people now. Because a decade from now, in the United States, there could be tens of millions of jobs that no longer exist. And that's a problem. Panosian said that continuing to ignore the risks will result in a bill to pay with respect to employment and with respect to people who rely now on paycheck to paycheck jobs who will find themselves untrained and not ready for the new economy. Yeah, the economy without you. Hmm. I wonder if that's why they're not worried that populations are going down in Western countries. Hmm. And we'll be forced as a society to either have social unrest or have a welfare state, which I don't want. And I don't think you want. And to be fair, people don't want to get something for nothing. And if they do, they're plain lazy and they're usually a drag on society. It's just the way it works with that. His sentiments echo dire predictions that were included in reports and studies compiled by academics and experts who sought to gauge the impact of AI on the future job market. Well, it's about time. But you don't have to look very far. Sci fi writers have been telling you what would happen, and everything they've predicted seems to be coming true now. I just need that time machine. Last year, Goldman Sachs warned generative AI, which is trained on different sets of data to learn pattern recognition, could impact as many as 300 million full time jobs globally. Not surprising. In 2020, the WEF, which, pretty much the evil axis of the world, driving all of this garbage that you're being subjected to regularly, published a study that said AI, automation, and other technologies could lead to the displacement of as many as 85 million jobs worldwide by 2025. That's next year, just so you know. Actually, that was probably their plan. A 2017 report by the ridiculous garbage consulting craptastic McKinsey, which nobody should ever listen to because they're the ones that were telling investors that there would be no impact to the bottom line or any of their investments if they put their toe into social engineering garbage like DEI, ESG, and this new fascination with bridge, Mackenzie, is terrible. And I hope somebody from there just heard me because you're freaking trash. Anyway, they estimated that up to 800 million jobs worldwide could be automated by 2030. Somebody keeps saying the carbon they want to reduce is you. That'll result between 400 and 800 million people needing to either change jobs or acquire new skills. The risk is we don't do anything about it now to retrain some of these people or prepare for a post AI employment landscape. We will have issues with a deepening divide between the haves and have nots. Boy, are we there already. The wealthy and the paycheck to paycheck people, which you're actually helping continue to make come about, Panosian. And that will mean a considerable amount of harm to a lot of people who don't expect it to be coming their way. Yeah. What's left of the middle class, the folks that are just a rung below that, and everybody that thinks that they're safe in the upper middle class area, they're going to have the surprise of their lifetimes and figure out that their actions in choosing leaders had consequences. So strange. The most educated of people and the people that consider themselves elite are the ones that will be the least prepared. He also warned investors who are currently bullish on AI stocks that those assets may be overvalued and that the market could be rife with speculation, comparing it to the dot-com bubble of the late 1990s and early 2000s. Of course, because you can basically gin up your own AI on your own laptop in your own house and do fairly well, believe it or not. Panosian said that while the games are clear in terms of their potential, the timing of them is impossible. And if that timing takes a lot longer than investors expect, I would expect to see a pretty violent resetting of valuations and potentially some losses for investors along the way. He cautioned investors not to get too over their skis and get too overexposed and to concentrate on AI because we do remember what it was like when the fiber optic boom was happening and the fact that we really still haven't taken advantage of all that available cabling, which is a real problem as well. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this story? Because I think I've made mine pretty clear throughout. Do you think that it's a good idea for us to allow everybody to get way out in front on AI and automation in a way that basically will create a unsustained populace that will be, well, angry, very demolition man, to say the least? In fact, that's actually my expectation. And we're starting to see some of the people flee this country to places that will not be affected by the global reset that's coming, the great reset that you should be paying attention to. Anyway, those are my thoughts on a little bit more serious subject than normal. What are yours? Let me know in the comments section down below. And do double check that you're still subscribed. I'm going to say that until I get to 25K, folks. So please just subscribe. It's free. Share the video around, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and be sure all notifications are on. And on that note, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.